Agro Park in Fayetteville, just north of the U of A campus. Bob Akemi and Tom Pure are ready for the start of our races, and we will get right into this with the high school girls first race, which is the El Caliente, first of two sections. This will be the higher seated athletes. And we've got some big time teams here, Tommy. The 18-time Arkansas champs from Rogers and the OSSAA 6A champs from Oklahoma, Owasso, and the exciting Aledo Bearcats from Texas, just outside of Fort Worth. Teams with depth, tradition, and this is a great test as we're about 5 weeks away from their respective state championships.
Rogers should be the prohibitive favorite. They could become the first ever girls cross country team from the state of Arkansas to ever qualify for nationals. They have one set of triplets and one set of sisters, and all five of those runners could be five of their top six runners today. A really deep team, very young team. Coach Powell Bryan has done a great job with that program at Rogers. They're the second ranked team in the South by Dystat. Now, here are the top individuals. There's a little bit of a pattern here. We have two Bishop sisters, Gabby the elder, Maggie the younger, and then two from Rogers. Lily Bashir's one of the sister act, and then Samantha Schmerzal, who is one that is not related to anybody on the team, but is a has a very good chance to finish in the top 5 or 6. Maggie Bishop is somebody really to watch. She's just a freshman and has run very well this year. Her older sister Gabby last year won the Arkansas Oklahoma race towards the end of the season. So those Bishop sisters should be right at the front with a plethora of Rogers athletes.
And of course, Maggie was the junior high champ a year ago, so she already is a medalist on this course. See the teams at the start line ready to go. You'll see Rogers coming out of box 17, just a little bit to the left. Aledo from Texas, right in the middle, and Owasso will be coming from the right of your screen, box 48. There are a total of 587 high school girls in the El Caliente category. They'll be split between these first two heats. So we are lined up, waiting for the officials. The flag will go up, and we will begin the 36th edition of the Hoka Chili Pepper Cross Country.
And Bob, this is what I always considered one of the most exciting spectacles in sport, especially when you have the beautiful drone shot provided by our runnerspace crew. Just the color and the pageantry of a beautiful Saturday morning, and there's not much that can really beat this kind of start to this race. Just the awe-inspiring look with all the colors and all the different schools.
Well, that's really at the colors when all the teams are together at the start of the race. This is, of course, great starting area, plenty wide for large groups. We have a race coming up that'll have 665 entries all by itself, and they will all fit quite nicely, but they will have to get in line as we make the first turn and we hit the first set of hills. This is the little terraced uphill on the south end of the course. They're running north to south right now. And they will make their way uphill as things narrow. It's not again, with this course is very flat, but it has two hills. And the first one, of course, you have all the energy at the start of the race, and you're going to go charging up that hill. Second time through, depending on the length of the course, gets a little more challenging. And of course, there's the hill that overlooks start and finish, Farmer's Daughter Hill, which the athletes will pass through at least once. Although in one of the configurations, you'll have to go twice, up once, down once.
Yeah, and I think the high school races are the configuration where you do have to go up it twice, so that is a bit of a
Right, the
challenge.
5K, yes.
We should I think, a very good time on this course would be anything in 18 minutes or under. There is some undulations, as you pointed out, but also some differences in terrain as well. And anything that can disrupt your rhythm is something that is unique about what cross country is all about, and what makes it exciting. Differentiate from a track race in the sense that those undulations take place. And here is one of the Bishop's sisters right to the front. No surprise there. And that is, in fact, looks like that is Gabby, the elder. Gabby Bishop, indeed, in the lead. She's was fifth in the Lucas Lovejoy cross-country race earlier, and trailing her right behind her is Lily Bashirs of Rogers. So two of the favorites that we had identified early on, Bob, they're 1-2 right now. They raced each other just a couple of weeks ago at the Lucas Lovejoy Invitational. Lily ended up beating Gabby. Lily was third, Gabby was fifth, and Maggie was actually fourth. Now, I don't see Maggie in this front group at all, and just early on, already Gabby checking her watch here. A little bit of surprise that they have a gap pretty big here, about maybe 15, 20 meters on the rest of the crew.
Yeah, very aggressive start. And you talked about the 18-minute mark, and Maggie and Lily were both under 18. And the course in excellent condition.
This is a great shot, Bob, because you can see the relationship here and the significant gap. And in fact, Gabby Bishop really going out pretty aggressively, considering that she lost to Bashirs just a couple weeks ago in that Lucas Lovejoy race, and she's really taking it to Bashirs right now. But the big story here is the gap that these two, I mean, this is the premier Caliente race where the top athletes are in this particular section, and these guys have run away and hidden from the field, and we're not even a mile into this thing.
No kidding. They'll hit the mile just past the lake, the one water feature of this course. This is, of course, all former land that was used by the agricultural school at the U of A. And like a lot of the major university programs, they have converted it into a cross-country specific area, which means more, more true grass surfaces, better maintained trails. And you get to look at it here with, again, no recent rain and no rain expected today. Even with 12 races on the agenda, this is going to hold up quite lovely.
Yes, but you can see that there are parts of the course that have different terrain, and that makes it somewhat difficult. They're coming into that corridor where there's a lot of spectators, and then they're going to go down a downhill pretty shortly, and that will signify at the apex of that downhill the 1 mile mark. Oh, there it is right there. Sorry. And Gabby Bishop goes through the 1 mile mark, and that downhill here, and if you can run either a good downhill or a good uphill here, you have a big advantage. And it catapults you forward, Bob, because you have that downhill, and then you have all the spectators, and it really makes for quite a spectacle. So it's Bishop, Bashirs, Natalie Dugan in third from Edmond Santa Fe, Bella Nelson from Owasso, and Ava Cornelius from Owasso. And I remember we cited Owasso as one of the three teams that could be in the team battle. Samantha Schmiersall, who we spoke about as a potential top finisher, she's in sixth. Maggie Bishop in seventh, but 20 seconds behind her sister. And that is your leaderboard of the top seven there. Significant gappage here between the top couple runners with Bishop and Bashirs. You can see the crowd just really noisy there today.
And one thing I really like, Tom, about Bishop, when she came down that hill, she kind of let her body go. She didn't hold back at all and seemed very comfortable, letting gravity take its course. And she's running really free and easy.
She is. And again, she has excellent track credentials. She's a 4:46.92 miler, a 10:19.96 metric 2 miler. But she did get whooped by Bashirs, not whooped, but beaten at that Lucas Lovejoy race, and so I'm a little bit surprised she's going out as hard as she is. And you can see Bashir still has her in sight here. But considering the speed that Gabby Bishop has, I'm just a little bit surprised that she's not holding back a little bit more. Now, Bashir's was fourth in the Arkansas 6A Cross Country Championships last year. And she also, decent 800-meter runner. She won the Arkansas Meet of Champions in the 800 last year and was second in the 1600. So she has some track credentials that are good too, just not quite the track credentials that Gabby Bishop, our leader, has, Bob.
Early look at the team race. We do have on-the-fly team scoring. Rogers, no surprise, with Shears. Schmirsdal in 6th right now.
And in fact, Bob,
position.
Yeah, and in fact, 3 of the 4 teams that we mentioned, Rogers, Alito, 1-2, Owasso, who we had mentioned, they are currently in 4th behind Piedmont in 3rd. But this race is very much, at least the leaderboard is very much going to form. Now, I see a little distress on Gabby Bishop's face, and I'm interested to see if that's... maybe she's going through a little bit of a bad patch. It doesn't appear to be affecting her lead, but I think Bashirs is very comfortable there looking in 2nd.
Well, this is where that second uphill could tell the story. Hey, it's about time to bring in our course tracker powered by Athletic. Gives you a great detailed look at where our leaders are on the course. Making our second loop now on the south side of the course, so we will hit the 2-mile mark the next time we see the lake. So they're making that terrace climb again up the hill.
You know, Bob, I've been doing this race for a number of years, and I have to tell you, the advancements, the runner space in this space has really been incredible. The course tracker, the great drone shots, the lead vehicle. I mean, this is high-quality television production that they're doing here with this race, and kudos to the team of runner space personnel in Fayetteville this morning at Agri Park and also in the studio in Eugene. Now, look at the face. Look at Bishop's face. It does appear as if she's straining a little bit. Bashirs looks a little bit more comfortable, checking her watch. This thing is not over by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to get another split, I believe, at 3.5K. It looks like it's a big margin from this view, but I don't think this thing is over, Bob.
Well, no, I mean, the margin hasn't changed, but, you know, to your point about Bashirs, you know, who knows what she's got left. So there may be plenty of time for a surge. And then we will obviously see how Bishop holds up.
Yeah. I wanted to mention too, Rogers has those triplets. The sisters' great story on DiceStat, the wonderful website by Mary Elbel on the family-like atmosphere that pervades at Rogers, and it looks like that gap, Bob, is tightening up a bit now, and Bashir's being very patient, is starting to chew into that lead of Gabby Bishop. And maybe that distress that I saw on Gabby Bishop's face was indeed some distress in real time. You can see if they're coming up to that 3.5K mark, and Bashirs definitely has Gabby Bishop in her sights.
Yeah, and just look at the arms. I think that tells you the difference of the effort right now.
Indeed. I wouldn't say that Lily Bashirs is the most artful runner. You can see her feet splaying and her arms splaying, but she's getting the job done, and she's going to make a pass here. We're going to get a split right here at 3.5K. And now they go down that downhill, and as you had pointed out, Bishop did a good job the first time down this downhill. But her head is down now. Her face is showing some distress. Bashirs looks full of run in second. And the gap, Bob, 0.2 of a second now.
Yes.
So they've got, less than 1,500 meters to go. And Bashirs is being super, super patient. They're both juniors. And you can see the head bobbing from Gabby Bishop. Her head is down. Bashirs is just waiting for the appropriate time to pounce. And it looks like the appropriate time to pounce is now, Bob.
There we go. Bashirs goes to the lead. By the way, Bella Nelson has moved into the third spot ahead of Natalie Duggan. So Nelson from Owasso, Duggan, Edmond, Santa Fe in Oklahoma, and Maggie Bishop now in the 5th position.
And just looking, Samantha Schmerzall, Rogers number 2 in 9th. Owasso still has their top 2 near the front, but it's their 3, 4, 5 that are causing problems for them today. Bella Nelson, as you pointed out, in 3rd. Ava Cornelius in 8th. But you know what? Gabby Bishop's showing a little moxie here. She's not giving it up yet. This is one of the strange parts of the course, Bob. You'll notice some of the runners will go to the far left there to avoid the dirt slash cinder slash sand in the middle. Some will go to the exact opposite side. We'll see that in collegiate race. So depending on what you're more comfortable with. But this is now looks like it's gonna come down to a sprint finish, which we always love to see.
Never look at our athletic course tracker. See the team battle. It's Rogers, Piedmont now 1 and 2. That's live scoring. In your top 3, Bishop, Bashirs, Bella Nelson. Nelson was 7 seconds ahead of Duggan, so Nelson carving out her spot in 3rd right now. Bottom of your screen, we look further back in the pack, and you see the rest of the field coming through that 3.5K mark.
And Bob, Piedmont doing a great job. We didn't talk too much about them in the lead up to this, but Claire Collins, her sister Brooke Collins, they're 13th and 14th. They don't have the top end, but boy, they got a great middle. Tayton Childers in 24. She's only a 9th grader. That's Piedmont number 3. And where are the Rogers runners? Anna Scudder back in 36th. And now, did you see that move? That's some veteran running from Lily Bashir. She tried to kind of horn in on the running the tangents there, keeping Bishop off her shoulder. And we only have about 3 minutes or so left in this race. I still very much like the composure that Bashirs is exhibiting, but keep in mind that Gabby Bishop does have better track credentials. You can hear, pardon me, the cheers. Come on, Lily, and she's starting to gap now, Bob. She started just on that little downhill stretch to pull away. And now she's really opening it up.
So now we'll see what Bishop has left and if any of that track speed can come into play. But Bashir's looking very solid and now comfortable again. She saving up for the end. So it definitely looks like we're going under 18.
Yes, it does. And again, it's a beautiful day out there. The cloud cover really helps. And Bashir's just looks full of run here. Bishop, that facial countenance just showing so much more effort. This has a little bit of an uphill grade, this part of the course, before they go downhill and make that turn for the finish. But yeah, this is going to be a good time. And Lily Bashir's furthering her bona fides early in the season here. And she still looks terrific.
Yeah, this last little hill, this is actually slightly steeper, but much shorter.
And this is the best part of the course, Bob. When you make that turn, you're headed for home. You can see the finish, and it's going to be a very, very good time for her.
Lily Bashir is now all by herself in the chute, and she had plenty left to make it to the line.
That's an excellent time, around 16:40.
Wow.
That is really hoofing it.
And she went 17:21 at the Lovejoy. So big improvement for her. And look at the gap at the end. She left Bishop behind, Gabby Bishop, easily into second place. Oh, and a battle for third shaping up.
It sure is.
17, 12, 13 for Bishop. That is also a season best for her. And now it's sister Maggie and Bella Nelson
Maggie
dicing it up.
Maggie gets in there. Yeah, good for her. She ran a very smart race, Maggie, and she's the younger sister. She's only a freshman. Taking third there, really impressive.
And Bishop 17:25, a season best. That's Natalie Duggan from Edmond Santa Fe, who was in third at one point. Stays in that top five. And now we start seeing the pack. Wynn Myers, Bishop Kelly, Naomi Hunter, Smithville.
What's a little surprising, Bob, we thought we'd see some more Rogers runners in this first group. So a little bit surprising that we're not seeing them. Yep. And that's Rogers number 2. Very surprising that she finished. Yeah, very far back. That's a big surprise.
So we end up with 7 finishers under 18 minutes, besides Duggan and Myers, who we showed you. And one more. We'll wait for the numbers to refresh. Naomi Hunter of Smithville. You saw the Smithville athlete. 17:59.7.
So Elizabeth Scudder of Rogers. Again, Rogers, a very, very young team. All of their top runners are undergraduates or under 12th grade. Elizabeth Scudder in 21st is Rogers number 3. Owasso, Bella Nelson, as you pointed out, she finished 4th. Ava Cornelius finished 10th. But Owasso's having problems getting the depth of their squad in there. And then Aledo, Micah Neal finished 16th. Molly Garrison 12th. So it's going to be interesting to see how these team scores play out. Piedmont very much in the hunt with their packing. And there you can see, Bob, very, very tight right now. But these are, of course, in progress results. And it takes a long time before everything gets sorted out here.
We got a flashing light over there.
Looks
Piedmont's a
like
real
Rogers
surprise.
and Piedmont both have their top 5 finishers. All right, it's time to hear from our winner. We're going to go down to the finish line with Chrissy Gear.
With winner Lily Bashirs, who just won in a very impressive time of 16:40. Lily, how are you feeling right now? And how do you feel about that result?
Really tired. I did not think I was going to run 16:40. My goal was just to get low 17s again like I did last week. And I broke 17 somehow.
That was amazing. You had Gabby to work with a lot of the race. Can you speak to what that was like and just having good competition around you to make the best out of yourself?
Yeah, having Gabby there really helped push me because without her I probably would have started out way slower than that. She likes to go out hard. So that was really nice to have her there and just pushed me to keep going the whole race.
So it looked like your coach and I'm assuming your family was right there at the finish line to support you and celebrate you. How did that feel? Just coming across the line, great result, having your support system there. What does that mean to you?
I was just so happy that all my friends from my old school and my new school are all here, and my family, and my friend Kayla, who can't run right now, but I was trying to run for her today.
That's awesome. So I'd imagine you've run this course before. How did it differ this year compared to last year's?
Last year it was really hot and I got 60th. But freshman year I ran the 5K in the junior high and I won that one.
Oh, awesome.
So that was it just reminded me of that kind of, but I was behind somebody to have somebody follow instead.
Well, congratulations. That was very impressive to watch.
So the tradition of chili pepper, just in this race, we have 2 former junior high champions finishing in the top 3. And again, as you watch our leaderboard, the team points continuing to shift. It still looks like Rogers and Piedmont. Rogers for the top 21, Piedmont for the top 24, but obviously Lily Bashir is giving Rogers a big boost there. And it looks like we'll go Owasso, Bentonville, and then Deer Creek, Aledo pretty close for fifth as we still have numbers coming across.
So one thing, Bob, Lily Bashir's was not 60th or something last year. She was 36, which isn't bad still.
Might have felt like 60th.
Yeah, for a 10th grader, that's fine. But I think the keynote here, Rogers a little bit surprising. Yes, there looks like they are going to win this thing, but a little closer than I think we thought going in. This is a team that wants to be the first from the state of Arkansas to qualify for nationals, a very close-knit team with all the family ties. The story here is Piedmont. Piedmont coming in second and a very close second. Right now the gap is 9 points. Owasso was where we expected them to be, but then Aledo, despite, two high finishers, just didn't have it today. They had Molly Garrison in 12th and Micah Neal in 16th, but the rest of the team didn't show up.
Well, in Piedmont, second in Oklahoma 6A, largest classification last year. 5 of these athletes today were in that state meet. I mean, they're bringing a lot back. And so, very good omen for them as they look to climb to the top of the OSSAA ranks.
Yeah, good point. But boy, to be this close to Rogers, that was a really, really impressive day for Piedmont.
Again,
really impressive performance.
Rogers chasing their 19th Arkansas 6A championship. Far and away more than any other school in girls cross country in this state.
By the way, Lily Bashir's our winner. She has a sister, Hattie Ray Bashirs, who is a freshman on this team. And, of course, we have the Scudder triplets, Anna, Lizzie, and Kate, that Powell Bryant, the coach, has as a part of his tool chest at this school. The Scudder sophomore triplets, their mom, Laura, was a marathoner, so running is in the family. But a unique story there coming out of Rogers with all the family ties. And one other coda to this, I just wanted to point out, Chrissy Gear, one of the great Arkansas runners of all time. She won the Chili Pepper in 2021, in addition to some of her other great performances like fourth at the NCAA 1500 in 2022 and second in the NCAA Indoor Mile in 21. She won the SEC Outdoor Steeplechase in 21 and the Indoor Mile in 21, but the keynote to her career was winning the USATF Steeplechase title in 2023 in 9:12:81. Ninth fastest performer ever in the U.S. in the steeplechase. And Madeline Gear, the cousin of Chrissy Gear, will be on the start line in the habanero race, Bob.
And just to finish up the Scudder story, their places, Lizzie was 21st, Kate was 25th, and Anna 38th. And it looks like we're locked into our team points now. Rogers 94, Piedmont right there, 103. Owasso third, 154. And then Bentonville and Deer Creek rounding out the top 5. And this is, again, just Section 1 of the girls' El Caliente. Section 2 is up next on our agenda.
True, Bob, but it's going to be hard for anybody to come anywhere close to that 1640.4 that Lily Bashir's popped up with today. That is a really fine performance. And again, the conditions, as Chrissy Gear pointed out, almost ideal this morning in Fayetteville, Arkansas. $60-degree day out there, Bob. I mean, that is just ideal. 60 degrees and cloud cover. So what a great start with all the colors, the pageantry, a beautifully wide start line. And right to the front early on was Gabby Bishop. A little surprising that she took it this early, this fast, but set a tempo that Lily Bashir's could draft off of just like a fine NASCAR driver. And towards the end of the race, Lily Bashir is running a very intelligent race. These two have raced each other many other times before, a lot left at the finish, and a terrific performance, 16:40.4 for Lily Bashirs of Rogers, who not only won the individual title, but led her team to a team title as well. And you can see those at the start line getting ready for race number 2. Again, this is not the field that we saw in race number 1, but they are taking advantage of that beautiful 60-degree day in Fayetteville.
So we're just moments away from the start of the second section of the El Caliente for high school girls. More to come from Fayetteville. You're watching the 2024 Hoka Chili Pepper.
What's that? Okay.
Save the date, mark your calendar. Wednesday, December 18th, it's the presentation of the Bowerman.